This video, I'm going to be giving you a tour of the reusable large pack. And I've got the reusable small pack here. I've got a separate video on this. The best way to think about the large pack is it's basically the legal envelope size equivalent. So here's the two of them side by side. They're basically the same size. It's got a double adhesive so you can ship something to a client or customer and have them send something back to you and they don't need to have any shipping tape. When you send it to them, you peel off this top adhesive, fold it all the way over like this. That's what it should look like. And then they're gonna open it here. It's gonna look like this once they open it. And then they're gonna peel off this bottom adhesive and fold it like that. And it'll just look like this. So there isn't a second tab for you to use to open it. I recommend using these for your shipping label. You just print it out on letter size paper, fold it in half. It'll fit right in here. You just pull this. These are free from FedEx. I always put the purple on top, and then I put it like this. So right where it says FedEx, align FedEx shipping label here. This is for FedEx Express only. It's the same size as the padded pack, roughly. I think the padded pack is actually a little bit wider. No, I mean it is, but that's because of how it's constructed. They're basically identical. So the padded pack, I have a separate video on this, but it's just got some additional padding and it doesn't seem to be made out of the same. I'm pretty sure this is Tyvek. If you look at their older shipping materials, it used to say Tyvek on it. It doesn't anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's the same material or something very similar. It's very reliable, very sturdy. So this is what your shipping label will look like once it has the paper in it. And they actually have a drawing here of what it should look like on an envelope. So they actually put the purple down at the bottom. If you think of this as the top. But it's actually sturdier if you put the piece of paper in first and then you tape it. Then you take the adhesive off and tape it to the package. So that's sort of a rookie mistake, is putting the paper in after you put the adhesive on the packaging. There's one other pack, this sturdy pack. You don't see these very often, but that is an alternative. And with the large reusable pack, it's actually fairly close in size to the small box. If you watch my small box video, I tried to fit this small box inside. I tried to fit this box inside a large reusable pack, and it doesn't fit, but it's very close, and you probably could get it to fit if you stretch the material a little bit. Which would be useful if you wanted to make the box waterproof. And I don't think any of their stuff is waterproof, but having that protection over it would keep it a lot safer in the rain. So unfortunately you can't do that, but that is one of the benefits of using this. And then you could even, if you have your own shipping materials or shipping boxes, you could put a box inside this. The key restriction is that it needs to be less than 5 inches thick. So that's the restriction with packs. There's a different restriction for envelopes. Envelopes have to be less than 3 inches thick. And another key thing to know is that packs, whichever of the 4 different types of packs you use, they all cost the same amount. So there aren't different prices for different packs. So I'm going to take you through the prices for one rate, which is what I recommend. It's when you go above 150 pounds, you have to use FedEx freight. For one rate, your packs, boxes, and tubes have to be less than 50 pounds. And I don't know what it would be like, shipping a 50-pound dumbbell in here. I don't know how that would go. But you're probably never going to reach that rate unless that amount of weight, unless you're shipping something super dense. So that's the great thing about one rate, is you don't have to weigh anything, and you know how much it's going to cost. And if you're shipping 2-day or 3-day, it costs the same amount no matter where it's going, as long as you're in the US. So for packs, it's $12.25 for 2-day and 3-day. So FedEx changed this, I think, within the last year, where 2-day and 3-day, which they call Express Saver, are now the same price. So basically everything goes 2-day. And I've had stuff go from Boston to Texas, and it got there overnight. So I got overnight speed paying for 2-day. So stuff can get there faster than 2-day. 2-day is just the sort of maximum amount it'll take. So yeah, no matter where it's going, even if it's going from New York City to LA, or New York City to Honolulu, or New York City to Anchorage, it's going to be $12.25. But once you get into faster than 2-day, like 2-day AM and overnight, that's when the price changes depending on the regions. So there's 3 regions: local zone, regional zone, and national zone. Local is anything under 150 miles. Regional is anything 151 to 600. National is anything over 600. There's a little bit of fine print on Hawaii and Alaska, but we're not going to get into that. There's a free PDF in my free course, which is linked down below. It's like an over 100-page PDF on all the little details. It's an official FedEx document. You'll get a link to that and a bunch of other free resources and a bunch of stuff that isn't on YouTube. So the way to think about these rates is that regional is 1.5x the price of local, and national is 2x the price. So it's not perfect, but it's a good way to ballpark it. So for local, the prices are $12.25 for your standard 2-day, which gets it there by 5 p.m. You ship it on Monday, gets there Wednesday by 5 p.m. For 2-day AM, it's $35. For standard overnight, it's $42.05. Priority overnight is $50.30. First overnight is $104.30. So 2-day AM gets it there by 10:30 a.m. FedEx standard overnight gets it there by 3 p.m. the next day. Priority overnight gets it by 10:30 a.m. the next day. First overnight gets it by 8 or 8:30 a.m. the next day. So if you get it there, if you drop it off before their pickup time at usually around 5 p.m. on Monday, it'll get there on Wednesday for 2-day and Tuesday for overnight. Let's get to the regional pricing. Two-day and 3-day are still $12.25. 2-day AM is $36.50. Standard overnight is $60.45. Priority overnight is $82.55. First overnight is 136.55. And then national, still 12.25 for your 2-day. Then it's 53.10 for 2-day AM. 78.15 for standard overnight. 110.35 for priority overnight. And 164.35 for first overnight. So yeah, I've got a free course in the description, a playlist of all my other FedEx and USPS and UPS stuff down below. I've got other business related stuff on this channel. I also have business courses. If you want to learn more about that, go to timothykenny.com and get on my newsletter. And I have some additional details as well in the free course. My main channel is a different channel that's just called Timothy Kenny, and there'll be a link to that. That's got my productivity and accelerated learning stuff, and that's where all this FedEx stuff came from. Is I wanted to be able to ship stuff to my clients and have them ship stuff back to me with as little headaches as possible on their end. So I've tried out all the different services, and FedEx comes out on top for most use cases. Sometimes there are reasons to use other services, like FedEx stuff can't go to a PO box, for example. But all that stuff is in the course. And yeah, if you're interested in productivity, accelerated learning, make sure you're on my newsletter and make sure you're subscribed to my other channel. And that covers everything. So if there's any videos I haven't created, let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to get more content like this. You can also email me at support@timothykenny.com if you have questions about any of this stuff or questions about any of my premium courses. But I'll leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video.